Hey, so I'm going to show you how we took a webinar conversion rate from 12% to 24% using this pitching framework. So I'm going to walk through each one of these things step by step. And we showed the presenter this and walked them through, like basically wrote the script of what they needed to do on each section and really changed the whole positioning of the offer. So they were still selling exactly the same thing, right? The content was the same. The only thing that they changed there was the pitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through each stage of this. So if you're doing a webinar, this works. If you are writing the product description parts on your funnel, then this can also work in the same way. You might do a slightly condensed version of this if you do it on product, but also if you're doing it in a VSL, you can use this across the board, right? So let's jump into it. So firstly, like what it took. So when you're taking that part of the product, so you might have your core offer, you might have like 4 or 5 different bonuses that handle all the objections. And like if you're talking about like how you handle the objections, so think about these 4 objection buckets: time, money, effort, and sacrifice. I go through this in detail in another video. So on this pitching framework, you want to look at like what was the story, why was it created? Because what you're doing is you're creating some tangible value there, right? So for example, you might say, hey, here's the core offer, and I spent 10 years like trying to figure this out on my own, and I failed and I failed and I failed and I failed. And then once I found this, then everything changed, and then I got to here, right? So you kind of build that backstory around why the thing was created. It doesn't need to be war and peace, right? But a couple, 3, 4 lines, maybe 10 seconds of audio of just like why it was created. Then why is it valuable? So are they saving something or are they gaining something? So are they gaining status, right? Are they saving money? Are they saving time? Are they gaining money? Right? Are they gaining health? Are they gaining relationship? Right? What is the thing that they're gaining? So you spell it out for the person of like, what is the benefit? Not the feature, what is the benefit? And then what's the dimensional benefit of that? So, like, great, if I've got that benefit, let's say, I don't know, we're selling knives, right? Kitchen knives. So the benefit of it is it cuts through tomatoes and it cuts through them really fast. Great. That's great. However, like what would be more dimensional would be get all your veg prep done twice as fast as before, and then you could show a little video of them timing 2 people who did it exactly the same, or like one person and then a split screen, right? And then one's using the old knife and one's using the new knife, and you show how quickly now they can do that because now they're saving time, right? And be the envy of all your friends when they see that kitchen knife set and they ask you where you got it from and how good it is, right? You're gaining status. So what problem does it solve? So you want to look at like, make a list over here, make a list of all the problems that someone has before buying a product or with the thing that you sell in general. So make a list of like 20 things, and then like go through what are the biggest problems that this part of the product solves. Then what's the emotional benefit, right? The future pacing. And this link kind of links to the why is it valuable. But like this is just like why it's valuable, but then what's the emotional benefit of that? Like what does that look like on the other side? Right. And you want to paint the picture in the mind of what that looks like. So like the knife example, or let's say it's like a barbecue set, like just imagine it when it's the summer, all your friends come around and they see that barbecue set, and like all the other dads are envious of like all the tools you've got, right? So it's like the dad who's got the biggest barbecue set is the one that all the dads are like, oh wow, where did you get that from, right? Like I even bought a barbecue set last year for, and it was in a nice silver case, and like people would walk up to me, and they because we had like 26 people around for a barbecue, and they were like, oh wow, I love that barbecue set, right? So that increased my status by having that barbecue set rather than just having some old thing from the cupboard. I got this like really nice case, and it was all like wood and like proper nice stainless steel stuff, and like all these brushes and everything that could clean down the barbecue, and like scrapers and like everything, right? It had all these things in it, so it helped increase status. Was it more efficient and effective? Maybe a little bit, but it was more about status, right? And then price anchor, what would you pay for that? So this is really helpful if you are selling money for money, right? Give me $1, I'll give you 10 back. So give me $1 and I'll show you how you can go and earn $10, right? Give me $1,000 and I'll show you how you can earn $10,000. So what you want to do is embed in the story of what it took and then why it's valuable. You've already shown why it's valuable and you've shown the emotional benefit. And then you ask people, well, what would you pay for that? So this is, you'd use this on a webinar. You can kind of use it in a VSL, but you just need to put it more into the subconscious of like, so if you're thinking right now, you're looking at this and thinking, okay, that must be really valuable. In fact, if you're adding it up in your head, it's probably worth this much, right? So if all it did was this and that and that, what would you pay for that? And then the price anchor, well, here's how much it actually cost us to create this product. So then you create another level of price anchor. So they've said, hey, this is what I would pay for it. And then you create the price anchor to say, this is how much it cost us to create. Now you've got 2 levels of price up here, right? So if all this did was help you get your first customer, let's say you're selling like how to start an agency. If all this did was help you get your first client paying $2,000 a month, how much would that be worth to you over 12 months? You don't even have to say it will be worth 24 grand. You let them fill in the blanks. So once you let them fill in the blanks, now they're like, wow, that would be worth 24 grand to me. Great. And you get that included free as a free bonus when you sign up today. Now it's a good value, right? So something that's worth 24 grand, you're getting for free. And they've said it's worth 24 grand. Now, the price anchor and the cost to create, let's take the same kind of example. Instead, you go, look, this template, this called, let's say it's like legal frameworks or something, right? So this is the agreement that I use with every agency client. Now, it costs me $1,000 just to get the first draft, to get a lawyer to look at it. And then it cost me another $5,000 for them to rewrite the whole thing for me. And in fact, look, here's the invoice that I got, right? So you give the evidence and everything there. And it's like, wow, that's a $5,000 agreement that you get for free. Okay, now it's a better offer, right? Rather than just going, you get my legal templates. Nah. If you build all these things into it, it now creates it a lot more valuable. Then we add scarcity in here. Now, might not work with the legal templates, but let's say you've got another bonus there. You want to give a reason why there's scarcity. Hey, we're only giving this to the first 50 people. The reason being, we don't want to flood the market with this because then it'll become less effective. Okay. That makes sense, right? So only the first 50 people who buy in this webinar are actually going to get that bonus. So if you go to the page and that's already disappeared, I apologize. But once the 50 are gone, they're gone. So, and then you start rolling off the people who have already bought, right? So the first one, like, and it'd be like, oh, look, I can see Chris has just bought. So Chris, you're going to be getting that bonus. Congratulations. Jerry, you just bought. Congratulations. Hannah, congratulations. You are safe. You're going to get all those bonuses as well. And then you've got your call to action, right? From there. So it's like, so to go and get that, go ahead and go to blah, blah, blah. Here's what you're going to do next. Go to blah, 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 right? Whatever the URL is. And then restack. So this restack part is really important. Is after every single bonus or free gift or whatever you want to call them, after every single time, you want to say, and you get this. So let's just recap everything you're getting. You're going to get this, and you're going to get this, and you're going to get this. If you're doing that on a sales page, you don't typically restack until the end because it just becomes too heavy. But on a webinar, works really, really well. And the reason it works well, because you're spending a little bit more time going through each bonus. So then they forget about what they've got previously. And the good thing is the repeated exposure of them seeing that thing over and over again Once it gets to the end stack, then it's like, wow, this is massive value. Now, I'm a big fan of the Jason Fladlin way of doing a webinar versus the Russell Brunson way of doing the value stack. So if you see the way Russell Brunson does it, he says, you get this, and you get this, and you get this, and you get this, and you get this. And then you get right at the end, and he says, and that's total is worth this much, and then you get it just for this. Right? That's one way of doing it. My preferred way of doing it is instead you say, you get this, and that's the program. That's it, right? You sell that core product, and if that core product isn't worth the overall value on its own without all the bonuses, then there's something wrong with your product. Then from there, then the next thing that you want to do then is one by one, and you say, okay, if you've already signed up, here's a bonus that you're going to get in today. Now, then you're adding value on top. So you're already selling them on the idea of buying just with the core program, but then you're adding value and adding value and adding value. So if you see remember the whole old info commercials, right? The whole, but wait, there's more, right? When you get today, you're going to get 10 of these and 10 of these and 10 of that, right? But they sell you originally on the product on its own. Because if the product can't stand alone on its own, it's not good enough. The bonuses should amplify the results of that. They should not form part of the core offer overall, right? So look at building that pitching framework. If you use this in your webinars, you will make more sales. So try it, test it, use it on your landing pages, use it in all your copy, right? Use it in your VSL scripts. Look at how you can build this process in here, and it will crush your conversions. So enjoy. Have a fantastic day.